Stargate SG-1, Season 1, Episode 3, The Enemy Within, written by Brad Wright, shows us the Stargate campaign just starting to get off the ground. Sam has gotten the computer programmed to find new working addresses, and Hammond's assigning missions. Daniel's discussing the DHD, dial home device, used to dial the Stargate on most worlds, while Sam continues to make homage to the actions of Daniel in the movie. Teal'c gives exposition on the Goa'uld, and shares that Earth is a legendary place referred to as Tori, the planet where the Goa'uld acquired their slave race. As most of the galaxy refers to Earthlings as the Tori, I'll henceforth do so as well. The Goa'uld now try to send bombs and armies to Earth, but they're blocked by the Iris. Just to be safe, every time a wormhole is opened, Hammond turns on a timer to detonate a nuke inside the mountain to bury the Stargate in case of Goa'uld incursion. Jack is upset that the powers that be have forbid Teal'c from joining SG-1. He argues with Hammond about it. The fact remains that Jack is the only Tory who fully trusts him. It seems like Teal'c will be turned into a lab rat for intelligence to poke at. Jack talks to Teal'c about his situation. They discuss Teal'c as a Jaffa, and how Jack trusts him because he understands the significance of Teal'c betraying Apophis. It's a very nice moment between the two of them. I like Teal'c, and I like his friendship with Jack, but I'm noticing a distinct lack of female characters in these bonding scenes. Colonel Kennedy, a representative from the National Intelligence Department, or NID, interrogates Teal'c about Goa'uld capabilities. Jack sits in to make sure his rights won't be violated. Teal'c indicates that the Goa'uld are immensely powerful, have no need for peace with the Tori, and could crush them, but probably won't because the Tori aren't a big enough threat to bother. Meanwhile, Kowalski, who was infested by a larval Goa'uld in the last episode, has migraines and blackouts. The parasite takes control at intermittent times, kills a doctor, and tries to force Kowalski through the Stargate. Sam tries to stop him, and he uses her as a shield and gives her a concussion. It was nice when Sam declared that she was as strong as any man, but she hasn't really shown that strength yet. An MRI shows the truth, so they strap him to an operating table/restraining device. Jack, Daniel, and Kowalski have an emotional discussion of the situation, and then he and Jack have their own emotional discussion on their own later. It is interesting that there could be so much emotional bonding between men in this show. This isn't the problematic kind of masculinity that promotes hostility between men as proof of manhood. Though I do wish Sam could get in on the bonding, I appreciate the healthy emotional ties between male friends. It is a more feminist masculinity than many represented in mainstream American media. Hammond asks Kowalski's parasite to come out of its own will and be sent to Teal'c unharmed, but the Goa'uld are too prideful to ever accept, so Hammond wants to have it surgically removed. He has to fight with Kennedy about it, though, as Kennedy wants a prisoner to interrogate. Finally, they carry out the surgical procedure, and it seems to go off without a hitch. Kennedy then tries to have Teal'c transferred off-site for further examination of his Goa'uld symbiote, where he would be kept as a prisoner. It's emphasized that this is because he supports the Goa'uld's life, and Teal'c himself is incidental to the arrangement. They're mistreating him because they don't see the Jaffa as worthy of rights and sci-fi racism, but they're not actively trying to hurt him. This is entirely unintentional, but I see a parallel to the feminist issue of abortion rights. The pregnant woman is dehumanized into the incidental incubator of a being that everyone cares about, while ignoring the autonomy of the host. When Jack argues with Hammond for Teal'c's right to have a say in what's going on, he is arguing for a universal human right that also applies to the feminist struggle. Well, as it turns out, the Goa'uld only shed its snaky body and disappeared into Kowalski's brain. It can't resist attacking Teal'c and making a dash for the Stargate. Teal'c guards the Stargate and furiously fights to defend Earth. Jack helps Teal'c kill it. Jack mourns Kowalski, while Teal'c regards him sympathetically. Hammond uses the incident to get the president to not only keep Teal'c from being treated like a prisoner, but allow him the ability to join SG-1. The new team boldly enters the Stargate on their first real mission. So yeah, The Enemy Within is a very masculine-driven episode. The only women are Sam and some secretary recording Teal'c's exposition. Sam is mostly just there to give Daniel someone to voice his thoughts to, and she doesn't really contribute anything to the episode. But like I said in the previous review, we already know Jack and Daniel from the movie. And Sam and Teal'c are two new, unexplored characters that didn't get much development in Children of the Gods. The Enemy Within explores Teal'c and what he can bring to the show, and at this point that's more pressing than the female soldier. I wish that the writers could have integrated Sam more into Children of the Gods and The Enemy Within, but I blame that more on clunky storytelling than anti-feminist bias. The next episode, Emancipation, will focus on Sam and have strong feminist themes. It will also be the worst episode not just of the season, nor even all of Stargate SG-1, SG-1, but out of all 3 shows. But we'll get to that next time.